Hey everyone, it's Julian from Beauty Cosmos. We're back. It's another month. We're talking about spec books for the month of January. These books are coming out in March of 2022. And as always, we're back with my good friend PF. PF, how are you doing?
I am doing fine, thank you, Julian. How are you?
I'm pretty good as well. How was your new year?
Pretty shitty. I had COVID.
Oh, shit!
Yeah, I got COVID on the 24th, and we were having people over on the 25th. So yeah, that went in the junk drawer.
Okay.
So we had leftover turkey for I think until New Year's.
Oh my, how many people were you expecting?
We were supposed to be 12. So
Okay.
yeah. So yeah,
that's 10 other very unhappy people.
yeah, exactly. Nobody was happy, but I mean, everybody understood.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe your Easter will be better. I don't know if you see your family for Easter or not.
Yeah. Well, you usually do every holiday there.
Okay.
We can.
Okay, that's cool. Well, also similar. It was just did nothing for New Year's. Yeah, New Year's this year. My girlfriend this year was working New Year's instead of working Christmas. It was the first time in like 5 or 6 years that she wasn't working Christmas. So we had Christmas with my parents, and usually we tend to have New Year's with hers. But because of COVID, she just didn't want to risk it. Her parents didn't want to risk it, so we didn't see each other. We were like alone. We did nothing for New Year's.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's what happens with a lot of people. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the way I hear it, like everybody was either like doing something with one family or the other.
Yeah.
Like it was. I mean, it's the second year in a row that it's really weird.
Yeah. Well, I'm honestly expecting a third year in a row, but probably not a fourth. Well, I'm sure this year will be another weird year for everything. Be it the natural resource scramble that we're doing, the transportation delays we have worldwide. And I think everything is going to continue through most of 2022, but probably sometime in 2023, things after years of figuring this stuff out, we'll figure it out next year.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Because like you said, shipping delays and everything.
Oh my.
They're still having issues with the truckers and everything. So
that's right. Yeah.
That is going to be a problem going forward into this new year.
I reached out to this company, Restoration Games. They have this Kickstarter that I backed back in 2019, and I paid for, I believe, in 2020, like January 2020. They weren't supposed to charge me. They made mistakes twice, but anyways, they also told me at a time, this insane amount of shipping you're paying right now, we will refund you because once we have like the things together, we'll be able to figure out the correct amount of shipping. And then COVID happened, and now they're shipping the product. I'm like, where's my refund? And I emailed, like, the conference email trail that I had from the time was from the president of Restoration Games, and I told him, hey, I know that shipping has gone up, but it's nowhere near the amount of money you've charged me to ship this product. So I hope I get a response, but I don't expect one. It's also the last time ever dealing with Restoration Games. It's the game is Return to Dark Tower. They had Fireball Island. They own other studios under them. It's a company that I'm just after this massive situation where they owe me money and double billed me and charged me the real incorrect exchange rate. Never dealing with those guys again. But anyways, that is board game world, not comic book world. Let's talk about some comic books, folks. Sorry about that. So we're on Managed Comics 2.0. Look at this. Look, Managed Comics 2.0 is live. We switched from Managed Comics Classic over to the 2.0. So it's this link here. It's here. So we'll click on it, and it'll give us to the Managed Comics page. It'll ask, I don't know if this is might be on my admin page. I don't know if it's everybody, but don't translate. Don't go to the French site, please. It seems that multiple languages is a feature that they had not thought of. And since we're the only Quebec-based store using Managed Comics at this time, I'm waiting. I'm not a priority to fix this problem for the time being.
Yeah, I don't think that one customer is going to be a real problem.
Yeah, I know, but then I keep talking about Magic Comics, all the other local stores, and anyways, so you click on this page, and it's just like before, where you can check the books of the month, or you can check by publisher. The big advantage now is that we can browse by FOC, which is really cool. Browse by release date, and so you can't sub to books that are releasing or a past FOC. But you can at least see when theoretically books are coming out if Magic Comics haven't properly updated the release dates on certain books. Anyways, but at least the browse options are pretty cool, publishers, and then the really cool thing is that now instead of having 4 or 5 pages, you have let's look at this 39 pages of stuff, and that's because I've also removed like toys and board games and other stuff that you can't really sub to. So it's just books and trade paperbacks and comic books, but you're getting every single cover on this page. So if there's instead of like having to look elsewhere for the cover, here they are. So that's pretty cool. I think that's a really neat feature. But yes, there are bugs. We're looking into them. We're sending them daily. We're breaking their ears. But in any event, we're going to talk about 5 books today. 5 books that are releasing in March of 2022 that hopefully will make you and everyone, a bit of money. Let's find out. Piff, sorry about that. What's your first pick this month?
My first pick this month is going to be one of my favorite series that I'm reading right now. Something is Killing the Children. They are up to issue 21 right now.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of months since we've last seen Erica Slaughter.
Has it been 6 months?
I don't think it's been 6. I'm pretty sure it's been at least 3.
Okay.
I have issue 20 right here with me, but I do not have a date on it because it's a virtual cover.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna look elsewhere.
But it's been at least 3 months. Of course, Tynion, James Tynion IV, the writer, is doing a lot of other stuff. He's heading over to BlueStacks for because he wants to be the master of his own destiny. So he's going over to BlueStacks to have ownership of anything.
Substack.
BlueStack or Substack?
Substack.
BlueStack, something else.
Yeah.
Substack. So Tynion comes back with something is Killing the Children with issue 21. Issue 21 sees Erica entering a new city, just like we saw in issue 1. So it's a new arc, new monster. There's going to be new characters introduced. So, of course, with new introduction of characters, you usually see a spike in sales and a spike in value if and when the show goes to TV. We know it is going to TV. It's been optioned, and it's in current development. So, I mean, series is, look at it like the Walking Dead. If you look at whenever the first issue of Negan or of Michonne or stuff like that. So new story arc. They're gonna need a new story arc for season 2, season 3 going forward. So every new story arc, those first issues are gonna spike because they're gonna introduce all the new characters. So that's folks. This issue will be spec'd on by everybody. So I mean, just think about it. If you want to spec, a lot of people are going to be specking on it, just like House of Slaughter 1. So look for second prints and third prints. But I, for myself, am picking up every cover available, non-incentive, because that would get a little too expensive. But there's like 5 different covers. It's going to be a fun ride.
What is the difference between the unlockable 1 per store and the 1 in 50? So they look exactly the same. Oh no, the unlockable, it's bloodied and interesting.
Yeah, it's bloodied.
Okay.
It's the only difference. If you look at the cover, I think it's B and C. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just a black mask, and one of them she has like scars or open wounds on it. Mm-hmm. So B is like, I'll say clean, and C is with scars, and it's actually the same image as the 150 and the unlockable. The only thing is that they removed the mask and they put the her puppet, the octopus. So I mean, it's how to work multiple covers into one image.
All right. Worth mentioning that the B and the C, they are die cut variants. So that means that the top cover is actually this black part here, and so it'll fold over the page. So this is like the first full page is the back image, and then the black part is going to be literally it's a cut piece of cardboard that's attached to the book, and so it looks like there's a mask over her face.
Yeah. So I mean, a nice little gimmick. I mean, we've seen it before.
The Spider-Man, I think it was Non-Stop Spider-Man #1 had a really cool die cut. I remember Spider-Woman #1 had a lot of die cuts. Marvel does it fairly frequently. I've seen some from DC. I don't see them frequently from other publishers. What I meant.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with this one. And I mean, it's the fact that she has a mask on when she hunts lends itself well to do that sort of die cut image.
Absolutely. As you were mentioning about the different seasons, like it's been optioned, 21 to me is season 3, but mostly because 1 through 15 is season 1. It is the first story, unless they split into 2 parts, like first half of the season, second half, or 2 seasons worth. Then the second set of stories, 16 through 20, that's the origin story, right?
Yeah, that's how they did it.
Yeah,
I'm with you on it, but I mean, I would see it as that they sprinkle the origin story throughout.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I still feel that season 21, book 21, feels like a season 3 sort of thing because now we've gone through a second city. But if we sprinkle the origin throughout the other books, just because it's like 15 or 20 issues at that point, that's at least 2 seasons worth of material.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, unless you're the team at Amazon, and I forget the name of the production company that did Expanse, and Amazon gave them budget to do 6 episodes for 1 full book, and so it's possible they get cut their budget depending who's ever's working with them to develop the series, but I don't feel that this particular show is. To me, it has the same kind of budget as Supernatural, so it's not a super expensive show to develop on a weekly or 20 episode season or a 15 episode season if you want.
No, because I mean it's basically just a small cast.
Yeah.
I mean there's a couple of wide angle shots like in the books with the townsfolk and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, Supernatural feels like okay to me.
Yeah.
Like just a small series with a small cast of recurring characters. Like in the first arc, you're gonna see like Erica, obviously, the little girl that's with her, the sheriff, and one of the other guys from the order that she works out of. So I mean, there's really gonna be like 4 or 5 main characters, and everybody else is just gonna be a supporting cast.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not gonna be like Supernatural is a good example to give it. Like obviously, it's not gonna have the same vibe because it's not a monster of the week. It's just like a monster of the season.
Yes, but it gets to be darker because of that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, it can get way darker.
Yeah. So like as dark as well, at least as dark as Walking Dead can be on network television. It's still cable TV, so it's not a streaming service that can go really as deep as it wants to. An HBO Max show is way deeper than even a USA TV can get.
Oh yeah, of course.
All right, well that's very cool. I can't. Somebody's killing the children. It's a great time to sub to a series. We have trades 2, 3, 4 in stock. The trade 1 I have to restock. I noticed that this week, earlier last week. And so you can sub to the series or just pre-order one specific book, which you can now do with Managed Comics 2.0. And if you want to get an incentive cover here, you'll pre-order it. I'll send you how much it's going to cost to get it. But this 1 in 50, essentially ordering 50 copies. If I was ordering 50 copies myself, I don't know if I am, honestly. But then I can try to get a negotiated price for you, but I will most likely at this time just tell you this is how much it's costing, guy. But yeah. Alright, so Something Skill in the Trailer. My first book is Slumber #1, also in this horror vibe. So I kind of have a good feeling for this book, mostly because it's written by his full name is Tyler Burton Smith, but most people know him as Tyler Smith, and he's the guy who just rebooted the Child's Play TV show. And I don't remember which. It's a cable network, but I have not watched it. I'm not a fan of Child's Play, but a lot of people have told me it is one of the best modern version of Child's Play they've ever watched. And they're massive fans of Child's Play, and it gets campy, but this modern retelling of the story is really good. And so I see this series Slumber, where it's a serial killer in dreams. I think that's also easily optionable, and so and there are people who tell me it's. I remember reading somewhere from the people who enjoy nail biters in that sense as well. To me, it just screamed, "Hey, get #1." I'm not saying something is serious. Just get #1. Put 2-3 copies. #1 is set aside, and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. I mean the serial killer that murders people in their sleep. I mean, we've seen that before with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah,
obviously. But when I read like the description of Slumber, it reminded me of the book that came out a couple of months ago. My Date with Monsters. Who monsters were like the girl was helping people sleep because they were having nightmares.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a little. I mean, the story is a little different, but I mean, at the same time, it's similar. But it's a good concept, and it could easily be adapted to TV. It can easily go on forever because I mean, it's literally like a monster of the week or a monster of she goes to see somebody and then she figures out the monster's weakness and then kills it.
Yeah.
So it's easy to see this type of book going on for multiple years.
Yeah, it is an ongoing series, folks, so you don't have to really worry. It is $4.99, so it's a 40-pager. I believe it's a 40-pager just for #1, and then it'll switch to 32 pages. But it just gives you more oomph to read through the first issue. So that honestly, to me, seems like a really it's a surefire hit in the sense that there's very little chances for a guy who's right now doing a horror TV show, who's writing an upcoming horror comic book, that he will not take this and already watch and talk to his production studios and like, let's do this, guys. Just like Mark Miller does with Netflix, the first option deal because they bought Miller World from him. This seems like a guy who's ready. I'm printing stuff just so I can go and do TV shows of it afterwards.
Yeah, and we talked about Miller doing his stuff like with Netflix because
Yep.
I mean like Netflix bought his entire library. So I mean right now his only job is just creating stuff for Netflix. So I mean this feels like the same thing with Mr. Smith. He could just be working with one company and just say, "Hey, I got this on the back burner. I got this. I got this. I got this." So I mean, it's an interesting take on it, and it's a good idea just to pick up a couple of issues and just put them in the back and just wait for the TV series to come out.
Yeah, and so or it could be just one-shot movies as well. They could just do it that way as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do it with sort of like a Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Like just she goes into the nightmare and she kills people, or she kills the monsters, and then there's one big baddie that's there. So I mean, yeah, it can easily be done in either way.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not super high. I'm not saying order hundreds of copies, but I do think that at least one copy of Slumber is worthwhile getting. If not two, so one you can read and one you can keep sealed, and then you can have both. All right. Usually we go back and forth, and we'll explain this later. You guys will figure out, but I'm going to do my second book right now. The reason for that is, I'm really high on Hit Me from AWA. Again, AWA is a studio that we talk about almost every month as a book to recommend, a series to recommend. Hit Me has a very Ocean's 11 sort of feel to me, but not as uppity, not as comedy act, but more a little more. I don't want to say dark. I want to say more intense because it is a question of. Well, it says so. Underworld connections here. It is. There's like this element of your life is in danger if you don't get through this, and so it is Christina Foss is writing this. She's done well. It says Bad Mother and Redemption, but both of those series are from the AWA. But I have seen her. I believe I've seen her at DC, but I just can't put my finger on it. And so the character, the premise is very interesting to me. And again, it's a small. 5-part issue series, and I that isn't a TV, but it is a movie to me. The storyline, the script that's being presented feels very much like a movie.
Yeah, and I mean as soon as we both read Previews World, I mean we both we talked about it probably 2 weeks ago or 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
this feels like a Hollywood movie in the making, and this feels like somebody's gonna be the breakout star of that movie because they're gonna nail that role. And like you said, I mean the premise is a girl, and her job is she gets paid by the bruise, so she gets paid you took it as somebody that was young and that was maybe had a rough childhood.
Yeah,
I saw it as an older prostitute that couldn't get as many Johns as before, so that she would should turn to, well, okay, I'll let you hit me for money.
Yeah.
I mean, both versions could work, and yeah, just having either a young actress or an older actress that's established or that's just known but not super well known, just take on that role and just nail it. That could be that could propel somebody into the spotlight of Hollywood.
It could be an 18-year-old girl. It could be a 45-year-old woman. It does not matter. Either way that it's presented is easily done. Also, it's early 90s setting, so that's also very popular with most Gen Z, most millennials, as a setting itself. So just because most people at least grew up in the 90s, well, those two generations in particular. Well, not most Gen Z. Some of Gen Z is, but is all Gen Z starts in 2000?
I forget.
All right. Well, okay. At least millennials. Millennials starts in 85 or 80. No, in 1980s millennials. It's 90s. It's a good setting. It's a good type of scenario. I haven't seen this before. The Jeff DeCal cover is fantastic. It's screams movie to me, just like Slumber screamed TV or movie to me. Hit Me screams movie to me. That's it. That's all I got.
That's all you need.
All right.
It really, I mean, we both saw it and we both went oh shit, this is. I mean, somebody's gonna pick it up and somebody's gonna make a fortune out of it because it's really, it has a very the story, just that paragraph of what it is, it brings you in. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. You now, sir, you get to double hit me with 2 books.
All right, and these 2 books. I'm gonna start with Naomi Season 2, a book you've already talked about on your, I think it was your sub 2 video.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna make it really short, people. Naomi Season 1 is it's coming out soon.
CW this year.
Yes, so this year's CW, Naomi Season 1. So obviously, as soon as they do, if it gets picked up for a second season, they're going to need bad guys, folks. So where are they going to take it? Naomi Season 2, the comic book.
Yeah.
So Naomi Season 2, first comic book, always interesting to pick up because it's a #1, even if it's a Season 2. I'm subbing to the series because it's a limited series, 6 issues. So obviously at some point you're going to have a bad guy pop up. You're going to have supporting characters pop up. You're going to have, everybody, new people, old people coming back. So yeah, just a solid pick to keep around for a couple of years. Just to see exactly what happens. So Season 1 CW coming out this year, so we can expect probably, if it gets picked up, Season 2 going to say 2023 and 23 or beginning 2024.
Yeah.
So if something happens with Naomi, yeah, that comic book's going to be hot around 2024, 2025. So yeah.
Yeah, I've got nothing else to add. That's exactly it. Naomi, currently a Justice Leaguer in her own pocket universe. Naomi, Bendis, good stuff. Should have kept more copies back in 2019 of number ones. Yeah. All right. So what's your second book then? Because and this is the reason it just mixing up these genres didn't make any sense before, and that's why you kept them together.
Yeah. All right, fifth book. We're going with Star Wars Crimson Reign.
Ooh.
Issue number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3 specifically. So it's the issue to Spec on this month. Crimson Reign has been going on for 2 months now. I think issue number 2
is about to come out.
Yeah, it's about to come out.
Yeah, it's been delayed. It was delayed like a whole extra Marvel previews.
Wow, shocker.
Yes.
But it's a good thing because I hadn't seen it last month. Like I hadn't thought about it, but you talked to me about it, and like we see in the description that the mysterious Sava Madeline's son, a former expert in the dark side of the Force, now known only as the Archivist, is going to be in the comic book. So that's the first appearance, and she looks to be on the cover. So it's a first cover. And it's a first appearance in the book.
Yeah.
So, and Star Wars right now, I mean, there's a whole, because of Disney Plus, they're making all those TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole bunch of older comic books from Star Wars that are picking up in price value.
Yeah.
If you watch the Book of Boba Fett, we had the Black Wookiee.
Black Kursan.
Yeah, Black Kursan. So all the issues that he was in, which were like in 2015 or something, 2015, 2016, all those issues like went from comic book, like from bin books to $25 books in an instant.
Yes.
So whatever happens with Crimson Reign, I mean that story arc and that period was talked about in Solo, the movie.
The one shot,
the one with Star Wars with young Lando and young Han Solo.
Mm-hmm.
So it's in that time period. So if they make a follow up to the Solo movie, if they bring it to Disney Plus on its own series, because we got to remember in Solo. The actress the actress was Emilia Clarke. So she has some star power. So could she try to have her own series and bring that Crimson Reign story arc on Disney Plus? It could be.
Yeah.
So yeah, first issues, first appearances, first everything. It's always good. And yeah, that's why issue number 3, and we've seen we've seen that sort of stuff happen time and time again. Like limited series, first couple issues, people buy it just to see, is it good, is it not good? So they buy the first issue, they buy the second issue, and by the third, fourth issue, people are like, I don't like the story, I'm not gonna pick it up for a third month, and then that's when the stuff happens, and that's when they drop you a bomb on it, and it's like,
this why it goes second print or third print.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a really great story about Black Kursan actually. So last week, this was on the January 12th releases. Scenes I had completely forgotten to list are copies of Star Wars number 20, which came out on that week. So it's the second volume Star Wars, so the 2022 release of Star Wars number 20. And I list them at cover price, and I put 3 copies up, and I left some on the wall. Not expecting anything, because it's Star Wars, and nothing from Star Wars has jumped. And then, as I was looking for online price, I don't see any listings. I just see Star Wars number 20, number from 2015, which is the first appearance of Black Kursan. I was like, well, yeah, no, the eBay's filled with the other series of number 20, so I'll just put them at cover price, and there's that. A few hours later, my 3 copies of Star Wars number 20 sell out instantly. One buyer picks them all up, and I'm like, what happened? And I'm still looking on eBay, and I can't find really any copies beyond cover price. of Star Wars 2022, and then I was talking to one of my regular customers, and I was like, I don't know what happened to this book. It just, someone just bought all 3 copies, and the only thing I can think of is the guy was looking Star Wars 20, found the cover price, and bought my 3 copies instantly. And we both laughed and like, yeah, that's probably what happened, because it's not Black Curse then.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
It's not. It's not. So 2 days later, and I flipped through the book before doing anything. I couldn't see the reason, but it turns out there's a High Republic Jedi who first appears in Star Wars number 20 in a hologram. And that's what it's like. I didn't realize that. That's why it jumped to like $15, $20.
Wow. Okay.
So after the copies flew off, I was like, all right, I'll take the ones off the shelf. I'll research, see what happens. And then when I saw that that was the reason, well, I put them both up at like $12 a pop, and they both sell instantly. All right, okay, that's it. So sometimes you don't even know when to pick up a Star Wars book, and it's just like, here you go, folks. Here's the first appearance. It jumps up in value instantly.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much stuff happening with Star Wars. It's nuts. So that's why I'm not taking any chances with Crimson Reign.
Yeah, and I was probably gonna just order I was gonna order 25, and now I'm thinking about it, is like, nah, this particular issue either will fall flat and we'll have extra copies, but so far Crimson Reign 1 has gone to second print, and I expect Crimson Reign 2 to go as well. So probably Crimson Reign 3 will go to second print, because people will look at this and ignore it again and not order enough. So pick up some copy. If you're sub to Crimson Reign, a lot of you are. You don't have to worry. Just you'll get a main cover, because this is the main cover. It's fantastic. The main cover is the book to spec on. All right, so that was our 5 picks this month. That took us 30 minutes. We'll just talk about a couple of things. I also want to mention real quick that I think you guys should at least pick up sub. I already said to sub to Captain Carter. If you're not going to sub, at least spec order 1 copy of the main cover. It is her full first cover appearance. She did appear on Avengers Forever number 1, which is now going to second print. I think that in her first comic book appearance, if we're lucky, March. I don't know if Avengers Forever she'll appear in it between now and then. I don't think she will. I would just get a copy of number 1 on the safe side for Captain Carter. If not her first appearance, it'll be an early appearance in her first solo series. It's worth getting. She was the most popular breakout character for Marvel What If. So yeah, pick up some copies of Captain Carter, if not the sub at least.
Yeah, I have nothing to say against that. It's when we talked about it also, we talked about that comic book, and she's going to be used for years to come, because so it's a hot commodity right now. Just to think about the future, they might decide to do something on just by herself, either another series or whatever on the big screen. We might see it like with what happened with Spider-Man, like the multiverse stuff. So I mean, who knows? It might pop up, it might happen, and something might happen. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. The 1 in 10 is a design cover, so it's one of those design variants. It's from it's Jamie McKelvey design variant. All right, so you'll have her a couple of poses of the costume. The 1 in 25, it doesn't go a ratio higher than 125. It is what they're calling an animation variant directly from Disney Studios. It's not a scene from the TV show, but it's a if they had done the cover themselves from the TV show, a Captain Carter. So it's kind of cool. To me, they're all fine. The main cover is probably going to be the best one. But anyways, Captain Carter, I think I'm going to sub to it no matter what, because I want to read the story. And a lot of my regular customers are subbing to it as well, just because they want to read the story. So yeah, pick up Captain Carter. All right. We're going to talk about real quick about the 5 books from 2 months ago. Sadly, 2 of them have released of the 5. One of them is going to take a few more months before it comes out. It's a hardcover, so we can ignore that. And 2 of them haven't released yet. They're coming out later this month. So real quick, We had The Fourth Man, Mary Jane Black Cat Beyond, Monkey Meat, Infernal hardcover, so ignore that, and Until My Nickels Bleed. So the Mary Jane Black Cat, the reason that we're talking about it, this comes out, supposed to come out this week. It comes out next week, so on January 26th. For that particular book, I told you because I like the J. Scott Campbell cover. And there's a lot of copies of that. Sadly, as you can see on my eBay store, it's still cover price. We've sold some copies. We've got lots available. I really ordered that. The reason for that is that it's not the money cover. The money cover is the 1 in 50 from Adam Hughes. I before they had revealed that cover, I was like, I want to order multiple copies just because I want to see what Hughes does. And I remember telling you this.
Yeah.
And then they got revealed, and then people was like, is this the 1 in 50? And like, I guess it is. And then it started exploding in price. And so if you were able to buy it because you were a Adam Hughes cover before it was revealed and you got it for like less than $100, good job. It is going for a minimum $150, and so this is the Canadian, obviously, and so this is the cover itself, where Black Cat says "Face a Tiger," and then Mary Jane's like, "No way, that's my bit," and so $150. I've sold 3 at not all at that price point. The last one I did sell was $150. So if you got it for less than that, good job. I'm going to have lots of J. Scott Campbell covers for a long time. I'm not a. It's a beautiful cover. I'm not really any press of getting rid of them. But yeah, that was the one book that comes out. It hasn't come out yet. Fourth Man. Tell what happened to Fourth Man. I've sold a Raza cover. I haven't sold the main cover. What happened to
that? Nothing really happened. The book didn't pop up.
Yeah.
But
you could get option in the future, and then it will.
Could get option, yeah. But I mean, the story is amazing. I mean, the art inside is really good.
Oh,
I mean, I was not expecting something that good and that nice looking from the Fourth Man.
Okay.
But I was pleasantly surprised. I'm really looking forward to seeing the rest of the story. Hasn't picked up in value. You know what? The last couple of weeks, there has been other books that have piqued everyone's interest, so I'm gonna blame it on that.
It's not crazy, but I do think if it ever gets optioned, then the market will get dry up. Other than that, we had Monkey Meat. Monkey Meat, you sold me on Monkey Meat as a possibility. I have not sold a single copy of Monkey Meat. Talk to me about Monkey Meat. Okay. I was like, no, not. I was like, oh, I understand now.
It went nowhere. I mean, it happens. You bid on stuff and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
I still have my hopes up for it. I mean, I'm still sub to the series.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, the the last 3 weeks, like there's been like books coming out and
out of left field.
Out of left field, exactly. Like books that nobody thought would ever, pop up. Like, I mean, it's just, I mean, we've been scrambling left and right to pick up issues of books that have spiked in value just to have them in our collection. And I mean, it is
Death of Doctor Strange Bloodstone. I was like, I've read the book. I was sub to it because I love Elsa Bloodstone. And I'm like, I don't understand why people are super hyped about this. It's like, it's okay, she has another sister. Big deal. Who cares? Why did this explode?
Nobody knows. It's the market. But yeah.
It doesn't make... In Thor 20. Thor 20, honestly, left field as well. We expected somewhere in the God of Thunder storyline to maybe go up in value. Thor 20 going to second print. Timeless #1 going to second print. The Timeless cover that the Timeless cover. I should have listened to my instincts and ordered 100 copies because I'd be filthy rich right now.
You and me both. We talked about it when the cover was revealed,
and no one was ordering it.
Yeah, nobody. I picked up 3. Like I'm happy. I have 3 for myself, and those books went from $5 to $70. Like.
Yeah.
Not overnight, but within a
week. Within a week. Yeah.
Exactly.
It started going. It's like, oh, what's like? But guys, it's like, oh, it was the cover wasn't real. It was like, yes, it was. It was revealed for like 3 weeks before it went to FOC.
Yeah, and nobody picked up on it.
Well, yeah.
Some people picked up on it, but I mean, even the big guys, they didn't order like a whole ton of them. Like if you're looking at like one of the biggest online retailer in Canada is in Ontario, and I do believe he only had like 30 copies. So they just didn't pick up on it.
It's kind of sad, but we had the feeling, but no one was pre-ordering, and so at that point I should have trusted my gut, and sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. And I feel bad about it, but it is what it is. Timeless number 1. So books. So we did. We told you to Spec on was a bust for January. Maybe until my knuckles bleed will explode. Who knows? It hasn't come out yet from Behemoth. Yeah. That comes out on the 26th now. And
if it's not pushed back.
If it's not pushed back, we'll find out this week if it gets pushed back.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was January. I'm really hyped about January solicitation for March. I think there's a lot of great series to read. I think there's a lot of great books that you can read and spec on both at the same time. And I keep saying it. Mortal X-Men number 1 looks amazing. I'm really excited for that one. But yeah, there's I feel this month has better stuff than 2 months ago. And so we'll see what will happen, and we'll discuss about in March how we did it this time.
Yeah, we will.
All right, Beth. Any last words from us?
Keep on specking, folks, and hopefully you'll get a couple of those books that just spec instantly, and you'll make money.
Yeah, that's always cool. All right, so that's it from me and PF. If you guys have books that you feel we're missing out on, that we should have been specking on, please feel free to let us know down in the comments down below. Please share this video with your friends. Who are they possibly looking at? What books do you think have a value that might worthwhile to order now while it's on order and I can get it at a cheap price? You can share this video with them. Otherwise, we'll see each other again next month. We're a couple of weeks away from the new previews and lunar catalogs and whatnot, and we'll discuss those books for stuff in April. A lot of books have already been announced, so in a couple of weeks we'll be back for more videos about next month's stuff. So that was it for March, from January into March. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll see each other again real soon. Thanks so much, and have yourself a great end of your day.
Later, folks.